Like all good cyclists, I possess a pack of Top Trumps Climbs Edition. This obviously means for me that I've now got to cycle up all the climbs in the pack, which is another one of my project's work in progress. As you can see, I've not made a bad crack with 15 climbs already done. Unfortunately, there's an awful lot of the pack left still to do. I've therefore come to Spain to continue my mission of getting up the Top Jump climbs, plus continue my training towards the North Cape 4000 challenge later in the year. The climb in question this time is Mount Teide on the island of Tenerife. It's the longest climb in the pack, so it should be a proper challenge. First of all, I'm going to need a bicycle, and I've hired one blind from the hotel, so it'll be interesting to see what turns up when it arrives in the garage this afternoon. So the bike turns out to be a fairly standard Shimano 105 disc brake road bike. 10 gears I should think. Hopefully they're enough range for me to get up the mountain. But let's see. Me and Mrs. Crusader have also come here for a few rounds of golf. As you can see, my cycling is a lot better than my golf. I think if they were the same standard, there's no way I'd make it to the top of the volcano. After this round of golf, with only 2 days to go before the big climb, I thought I'd take the opportunity to test the bike out by riding the 30 miles back to the hotel. Unfortunately, it proved to be a lot steeper than I expected. Always when you look at a climb on a phone or a photo, it really flattens it out. But I'm going to assure you, this is pretty damn steep, and according to my climometer, we're at 20%. I've still got 7 miles of this climb to do, so let's see what happens. Finally got to the top. It's taken me an hour and a half to get this far, but it was a tough climb and good practice for what's to come. Interesting, Tenerife, it's foggy on one side of the mountain, and this side I'm going down is bright sunshine, so at least that should be more pleasant. Show you about all the traffic. Okay, so then it's Monday, just 1 day away from the big climb tomorrow, and I've just been completely walloped at golf by Mrs. Crusader, so obviously not in the best of moods. So I've come out to have another little practice climb to warm up for tomorrow. This one's near the hotel. It's 7.5 miles long, not too much traffic, honest, and Richie Port, the famous Australian cyclist, he currently holds the Strava segment kicking the mountains record. So I'll give that a crack. I reckon top 10 easily. Let's see what happens. So the ride's a constant sort of 6% all the way up. This sort of scenery with rocks and cactus and things, and you can see the sea from time to time. It's quite hard going, but I reckon I'm still on Richie Port's tail, and it'll catch his time up soon. There's the sea down there. Okay, we're over halfway up now. It's getting a bit tough, about 4 miles in, still 6% average. Bit of traffic now, we've gone across the motorway, but still looks manageable, and I'm still hoping for that top 10 Strava kicking the mountain finish. 2 miles to go, and the climb's got really peaceful now and really pretty. You can see the mountains ahead of us, and down to the left you can see the sea. I'm hoping this is good practice for tomorrow's ride. Similar sort of gradient. I seem to be averaging about 6-7 miles an hour, which isn't too bad. Okay, then I finally made it to the top of the climb. It took a little bit longer than I thought, and there was a real sting in the tail, as obviously often is on these sort of things, with the last mile or so getting much steeper. But I'm here now. I'm happy that I've done a good time, and I'm going to head back to the hotel
check out the stats and see how I've done.
So here I am back at the hotel, as I said, checking out the stats for the climb. As you recall, I was hoping to make it into the top 10, but I found myself in 1175th position. Richie Port, as I predicted, was fastest up there ever in 27 minutes 55 seconds compared to my 1 hour and 10, which is 2.25 times slower. But anyway, good effort, and obviously he didn't stop to talk to the camera. But I'm feeling good now, all ready for the big attempt on Mount Teide tomorrow. So here we are, the morning of our ride up Pico, I think it's called Pico del Teide, as we say in Spanish. I've had a very successful breakfast. I've nicked quite a lot from the breakfast buffet to take with me, plus some bars and gels. I've got my jacket to come down because it'll be quite cold descending because it's very high up there. The lock, the top trumps card so I know where I'm going, my phone. The only challenge now is to find how I'm going to get all of those into the three back pockets of my jacket. But apart from that, once that's on, we'll be setting off up the volcano. So here we are then, we've reached the start of the climb. It's about 30 miles from here to the top. I reckon it'll take me roughly 5 hours to get to the top. We're leaving the sea behind us now as we set off. So let's see how we go on.
I've been going nearly an hour and it's been a struggle. I've done 4 miles, but this is only this is the steepest part of the climb, getting away from the coast. So I'm not too disappointed. The main worry is that my breakfast buffet in my back pocket, so I get a bit sweaty, so the croissants might not last that long before they disintegrate. And the other thing is I can still see the hotel straight down the hill, so all a bit disappointing. But that's the hardest bit cracked. It got up to 16% for quite a bit of it, averaged over 9%. And from here on in, I think it gets a more manageable 6% to the top. So I'm still on for my 5 hour target.
So we're about an hour and a half in, and it's absolutely unrelenting even, as we climb up, trying to get away from the coast. I thought I'd done the steepest bit. There's now another couple of miles of really steep, well into double digits, 15-16% climbing. So eventually I'm going to hit the road where a lot of other cyclists will be joining as we go up, but it's a little way to go to that yet, and I'm absolutely knackered. Still, 20 miles more climbing to go. Hopefully it gets simpler and straighter, and hopefully I'll make it.
Right, this has got absolutely ridiculous. I'm now cycling up through a village. It's been about a mile and it's been 20% for a lot of it. I always thought it was a nice gentle 5% climb up this volcano, but the difficult bit is getting from the coast up to the main route that people would cycle up, and I've obviously not picked a good one. I think I've got another about half mile at this sort of 20% average, and then hopefully we'll hit the nice 5-6% to the top. I think my 5 hours is looking quite optimistic now. And as for the breakfast buffet, that's just a sweaty mess in my back pocket. Right, let's go.
We're 2 hours in now, and I finally reached the section which is more I was expecting, which I think I've got for the next 10-12 miles. A nice sort of 6 or 7% gradient, a nice steady road. So I'll keep going along here. A few more miles, I'll stop, have a little picnic, get my breath, and then push on again. Our views are absolutely fantastic.
Right, we're over 1,200 metres up now, and it's according to my top trumps card, it's 2,300, so just over 1,000 metres to go to the top. We're now much more on what I was expecting, a nice steady gradient through lovely wooded areas. There's even a cyclist to chase, so all is good now, and I'm optimistic of that 5-hour barrier being met. So I think I've decided to stop for a little refreshments. I've managed to resuscitate a croissant, which is good, and I'm going to wash that down with a cola gel, and that should set me up again for the next section.
So we've reached 1,600 metres, another 700 metres to go, another 10 miles or so, and finally seeing Mount Teide at last in the distance. So that gives us some hope. I've still been going a long time and still a long way to go, but 5-hour climb is still on. Let's see. Right, we just reached 1,800 metres and we've just been going 3 hours now. It's only 5 more metres of climbing. Apparently that's 12 more miles, 18 miles in the bag. It just grinds on and on and on at 6, 7, 8%. It's quite relentless and the sun's out, beating down. But I'm on it, I reckon. I'm just about on the 5-hour target, about 2 hours to go. Right.
So we're well over 2,000 metres now. It's beginning to get a bit windy, a bit cold, so I'm going to pop my rainproof jacket on in a second. I'm pretty much above the tree line now, so it's more volcanic rock in this area. I've got a nice downhill section for about a mile and a bit, and then it's another 5 miles up to the top. I've been going 3.5 hours, so I reckon under 5 hours now should be achievable if I don't collapse. I'm absolutely pooped. So we reached the final bit of the climb, which takes us there. That's the top of the mountain there. Fortunately, you can't cycle all the way to the top. The road doesn't go that far. It's another 4.5 miles. We're over 2,000 metres. The landscape's completely changed now. It's a kind of deserty landscape. No trees at all. And I just got to push on for the last 4 miles. We go 4 hours now, so I'm confident to get under 5 hours. The air's getting quite thin because you're above 2,000 metres. I'm noticing that. Getting a bit hard to breathe, but I'm confident now and pressing on. So I made it as far as you can go, which is the cable car station. And there's no higher you can go by road. So it's just, I don't know, you're meant to be able to ski, but I can't see. I'm assuming it's on the other side rather than this side, because it doesn't look like skiing weather to me. Anyway, I made it in 4.5 hours elapsed. So within the time limit. Very pleased.
And I'm also pleased I managed to salvage the last breakfast buffet croissant. It looks a bit of a state, so I won't show it to you. But I'm going to have that as a little picnic, and then I'm going to set off back down the mountain and see what it's like when I get to the bottom. So I made it back to the hotel. Whole ride took 7.5 hours. Descent down was fabulous on the descending bit, and then we hit the busy traffic along the coast road. The last 10 miles was really interesting, to say the least, weaving in and out of cars, etc. Okay, so I'm back at the hotel now. I've had a swim and a beer and relaxed. Now I've had a chance to look at the stats. So the climb itself was 30 miles, which is by far the longest climb I've ever done. And it was about 2,500 meters of climbing involved in that. And if I look at the longest Strava segment I did, which was 14 miles worth, then Sepp Kuss, the American, he's got the record in 1 hour 4 minutes, which is only just over twice as fast as mine of 2 hours 23 minutes. So I'm in the top 60%, which is very impressive for me, and I averaged 5.9 miles per hour. It may not be as hard as some of the other climbs I've done, like the Stelvio, Alpe d'Huez, Montes-en-Clon, or the Tourmalet, but at the end of the day, Pico del Teide climbs